Welcome all of you. We shall study today chromatography part, that is a gas chromatography. As we are aware that chromatography is nothing but its technique of separation of a solute based upon their physiochemical and chemical properties. The chromatography term was coined by the scientist called as Michael Tusset. If firstly carry out the separation of the different components, that is the plant pigments. This plant pigment were separated by using the stationary phase, or we can say in simple words adsorbent, like calcium carbonate, and he separated out the different plant pigments like carotene, chlorophylls. These plant pigments were separated by the Michael acid. Later on, the advancement in the chromatography was carried out. Then different types of chromatography systems has came and evolved. Then the advancement takes place with the paper chromatography is there. Paper chromatography came into existence. Later on, the existence of column chromatography takes place. After the column chromatography existence, advancement in the column taken place, and the newer techniques like HPLC came in existence. Later on, advancement was carried out, and Walter Martin was a scientist who firstly carried out the separation of the different components by using the gas as a mobile phase. So the word came into existence as a gas chromatography because the mobile phase used for this technique was gas, and whatever the stationary phase used were either the solid as well as the liquid. When the solid was used as a stationary phase, that time the technique was called as a gas solid chromatography. And when the chromatographic separation in which liquid was used as a stationary phase and gas was used as a mobile phase, this technique was called as a gas liquid chromatography. Though the same mobile phase is used in both the technique, that is gas liquid chromatography and gas solid chromatography, but the principle involved in both the separation technique is different. In case of gas solid chromatography, we use the solid as a stationary phase. So, the basic mechanism involved in gas chromatography for the gas solid chromatography is adsorption. Means, depending upon the absorption affinity of your solute towards the stationary phase, different components get separated. In case of your gas liquid chromatography, the mechanism for the separation is mainly the solubility and partition. So partition is one of the important point to be considered for the separation of your gas liquid chromatography. When you consider the gas liquid chromatography, that time the liquids stationary phase are used. So this technique is called as gas liquid chromatography. In case of gas liquid chromatography, liquids stationary phase are coated over the solid supports, and the separation of the different components is carried out. In this way, the principle of gas chromatography works. That is, the principle is simple. It works on the two principles, that is adsorption and partitions, depending upon the type of stationary phase, whether it is solid or whether it is a liquid. Now let us discuss how this working of the gas chromatography takes place. When you consider this working of the gas chromatography techniques, there are mainly the important points. What are the different components which are actually involved in the separation techniques? First of all, it is essential that first important parameter is your carrier gas. Carrier gas are nothing but these are the mobile phases. These are involved in the carrying out the separation and movement of your solids from column head till the detector. The second important parameter which has to be considered is the flow regulator to regulate the flow of your carrier gases when the separation is carried out. Next important point is your columns. Different types of columns are there. These different columns which are there have been packed with the different materials like diatomaceous earth, silica is there. Then the size of your column is very important. Shape of your column is very important. It has to be considered. Next is your detector. Detector is nothing but it is called as the brain of any chromatographic systems. whatever the solids which has been separated that are detected or it is quantified by use of this detector. So let's see your animations of your gas chromatographic system. When you consider these gas chromatographic systems, we can see that there is a gas chromatography which mainly consists of an instrument which is made of the different components like oven. Oven is nothing but here all the system is kept in one temperature conditions. Oven, this oven is used to maintain the temperature of your solids which is passing through the columns. Your whole system, that is your detector in the injection part, is kept in a column, and the whatever your solutes are there, that solutes are kept at the definite temperature, so that whatever your solutes which are in a vaporized states are not converted again into the liquid state and solid state. So in order to maintain the vapor states at a controlled temperature, it is kept in a this column is kept in a oven. Then we can see that this injector is connected to the column, column is connected to the detector, and through this process your carrier gases are mainly passed. We can see that this carrier gas is are placed in a cylinder, and this carrier gas when it is passed is controlled by the flow controller. Through that flow controller it goes to the injector, and from that injector it is goes to the column, and from column it goes to the detector. After detector, detection is carried by with the help of your amplifier, and we get the chromatogram. If you see any injector, that injector is connected to the carrier gas inlets. When this carrier gas is passed through this injector, that time we can see that it directly goes to the columns. But your carrier gas, when it passed through the columns, it is passed at a different flow rate with the help of flow regulator. Then there is an injector. At injector, you can inject your sample with the help of your syringe. When we inject any sample with the help of syringe, we can see that that injector consists of a different at different temperature. A definite temperature, it gets your sample gets converted to vaporized states. When they convert into vaporized states, then this carrier gas mixed with your sample and it goes to the columns. If you see any transverse section of your columns, these columns mainly consist of the stationary phase. When you pass any station sample along with the mobile phase through that column, then what happens? Let's consider these are the three solid molecules which having a different shape. If you consider example, it is in green color, red color, and blue color. There's these three components get separated on the basis of their affinity and partition. So these three components, whatever they are there, get separate on the basis of your partition and adsorptions. We can see that this blue color components is moving at a faster rate because it has the more affinity toward the stationary phase. So it is moving at the faster rate. As compared to the blue color component, this red color component has the less affinity than the blue color, but more affinity than the green color. So it is moving faster as compared to the green color and slower as compared to the blue color. This green color has the lowest affinity towards the stationary phase as compared to the blue color and red color. So it is moving at the least level, or the it having the more retention time as compared to the blue color and red color. In this way, the separation of the components takes place. Then separation takes place. We can see there that this movement of this component can be shown in the form of chromatogram. First component is your blue color, or we can say first chromatogram is of blue color, second is of your red color, and third chromatogram is of your green color components. These components get separated and get detected with the help of your detectors. We can see the example of your flame ionization detector. In flame ionization detector, what happens? Your air is used as the oxidant, hydrogen is used as the fuel. When your components along with your sample is passed through this flame ionization detector, or when it is passed through the columns, that times this solute molecules comes in contact with the flame. When it comes in contact with the flame, we can see that there is a flame here. this flame burns, or we can say your flame pyrolyzes your components into ions. There is a positive ions and negative ions. Then what happens? Whatever ions which are produced, that gets attracted towards your electrodes. When it gets attracted toward the electrodes, so separation of your different components takes place. We can get the chromatogram. This chromatogram is nothing but it is a graphical representation of your samples, graphical representation of your samples which are being separated. In this way, your separation of your components takes place. We can say this is your chromatogram. This 8 minutes, here it is a time, this 8 minute peak gives the information that components is being separated at 8 minutes. So the time required for any solutes to come out from the column is 8 minutes from the column head till the detector. The second peak denotes that this peak or this solutes components required 9 minutes for separation from column head till detector. Next is your third peak at 10 minutes. It suggests that it requires 10 minutes to pass from column head till detector. At the last, we can see there is a peak at 15 minutes. It suggests that it has the more affinity towards stationary phase, so retention time is more, and so it requires the more time for the separation. In this way, separation of your components takes place. So students, we have seen the principle of the gas chromatography, that this gas chromatography works on the principle of partition and absorption. So in case of your gas solid chromatography, your principle is your adsorption and affinity. In case of partition, the principle is solubility and partitions. We have seen the different components which are required for the separation, or we can say instrumentation part we have seen it. In the instrumentation part, we can say that there is a carrier gas. Different types of carrier gas are used: hydrogen, helium, argon, neon. These are the different carrier gas which are used. Prime requirement for any carrier gas is that it should be inert in nature. So helium is a gas which is used in a large scale because it is sensitive in nature towards all components, and it is inflammable. If you consider the example of your hydrogen gas is easily available. It is inert in nature, but it is flammable or it is combustible. In the second point, we have seen that about your flow meter. Flow meters are nothing but this is a regulate the flow of your mobile phase. Third is your columns. Column, we have seen that columns are two types: packed column and capillary column. Packed columns size is from 2 meter to 10 meter, and your capillary column, or we can say capillary column, size is from 10 meter to 100 meters. Then we have seen about your detectors. There are the different types of detectors used. We have seen the example of flame ionization detector. Along with the flame ionization detector, we can use flame ionization detector, photo ionization detector, electron capture detector. So the different types of detectors are used to study the or to detect the different types of components. Last is your amplifier and recorder. Recorder role is to give the graphical representation of if your separated substance in the form of graph. What is a chromatogram? Chromatogram uses information about your there is a x-axis and y-axis. At x-axis it gives a evidence means peak area. At y-axis, sorry, at x-axis it gives the example of your times, sorry, information about your time. Y-axis gives your peak area. So in this way, the separation of your components can be takes place, and information about the separated components can be obtained in the form of chromatogram. Thank you.